Hello and welcome as today's date comes in that of Monday, the 29th day of June 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel where, like always, all bets, trades, and the like within each his own risk and their own reward. For myself, reward management is always job number one, and I mean that literally. And let's take a look at DGB in this video. We're going to take a look at its charts, but why I think it's going to go up. And I'm going to go over order book management. And I actually, based on my ratio trade, I got information links in the more info box on how I do it. I'm supposed to sell DGB right now, but I'm not, I don't want to sell to this line. Resistance in that area, well, that's just added reason, but it's going to be the order book for why I chose 244 as my sell order. And then if it goes above 244, very easily might look like it might, then I'm just going to be ready to sell more. Doing what I call, to a small amount, short selling, in that I could be selling 10% more of what I'm selling, which is really short in that. But I could sell more. Thus, the extra that I am holding that I could sell now will work out well when the price goes over 300. Because if it's able to get above these couple layers of resistance in here, the first one were the area of my line that I put in right around the 245 area. And then again at the high 200s, 285. These are some interesting levels. We have this volume that occurred on this up day, which is a nice little indication there. From the last time it hit near 300, had some lows down to this level, matching the breakout lows, appears above, but pretty much in the same ballpark area. But another lower high to the ones that it established in here. It then grinded its way lower to make a higher low, and thus from a higher low, it went to the area of where it'd be looking for resistance, didn't find any. It established and tested this previous level. It supported it, and it was a little bit of a failed breakout, but not really, just a little bit, because it came down, matching low, pierce above, holding above the 18 average of lows. And then that big volume day comes in, and how has it been holding this? Well, it's been holding it fantastic within the 18, supporting this, is supporting that resistance. I could show that on like the hourly time frame and 3 hour, and I could see how this is working so well, but I don't think I need to. And I can see in here now, if I want to look at the hour, 3 hour, what I want to see is what's going on now, which looks very, very good. And that is, okay, we had this big, nice volume move up high. We come back, we had the correction, now we got this breakout. So things looking relatively fantastic. Let me take a look at this on the 3. And we can see in here, ooh, look at this, 2 o'clock or 2300 hours, June 27th. And it's not coming on big volume, but it's maintaining itself right way through, and that to me looks like it's doing very well within it. And then is it going to make a test up here? You can say, well, it's a little overextended in the sense, but not really. Maybe not a bad sell. I talk about selling above the 18 average of highs and buying below the lows, and it's above the highs. But when I look at the order book, this brings an interesting aspect. I want to talk about two different things. Number one is the being the maker and taker, and then I'll talk about the other thing after it. But as far as being the maker and the taker, what we got on the bottom here, these are buy prices. So 224 Satoshi, 23, 22, and down to I got down to 213 in here. How much is being bought, the value of it in Bitcoin, and then sell orders, 226, and then each Satoshi level higher there after that. This is on Bittrex.com. And one of the things that I want to talk about is if you're just going to buy, I want to first notice that we have a 224 and a 226, which means the 225 number is missing. And the reason why it's missing is because someone just either bought or sold that market price. But it means that, well, normally if, say, let's just hypothetically assume that this was the next number. Let's just say this was 225. If you're looking to buy or sell, if you're buying, you got to pay a Satoshi higher, and you got the trade. What you're buying, say in this case DGB, you would get. And then, like myself, you can move it to a hardware wallet really instantly. And if you wanted to sell, well, you would sell it down to that 1 Satoshi lower price, and well, you'd get your Bitcoin, and then you could do whatever you want to do with your Bitcoin there after that. But if you were to try to get that better price, that means you'd have to put a buy order in here. Say you want to buy, and there's 586,000 there. Well, now you have to wait for these first people to get their buys filled first, then you're next in priority. It might work, it might not. Same thing when you're trying to sell. So when you're a taker, that means you're getting the guaranteed trade. You know it's going to happen. You can move on to the next thing you got to do. And oftentimes I am the taker for those exact reasons. But if you ever see a situation like this, you can be relatively confident for usually either the buy or the sell that the 225 is going to fill. So if you want to put a buy order in the 225 when you see this, and when I see this, I'll do this fast knowing what I want to do. But I'm going to make sure the 225 is in, make sure I'm buying it, and it's easy for me because usually I have 0 Bitcoin on my account. And then when I sell something, then I'm just going to do the 100% buttons, quick buttons that they have. And like I say, most of my money is always held by me in my possession and private keys and so on and so forth. But when I have funds on the exchange, then it's theirs until I withdraw it. But when I do this, I just deposited DGB, put my sell order for 244, and then I'm waiting. I got my alert to tell me if it happens. Then if it sells, I'll buy what I need to, which is the gross coin, and then I'll buy it, and then I'll move that to my wallet. But yeah, if you put your order at 225, whether it's buy or sell, it usually would fill pretty fast. So whenever I see that, I pretty much do that all the time, and I've never ever not missed it. Now this thing, and I've seen this happen over and over and over and over again on so many coins. It's always the same thing. That's why I'm damn confident DGB is going to go up. Let's take a look at the volume in here. What color do I want to use? I'll use not blue. I guess red because I'm going to be using the right-hand side. All right, so when we look at the prices in here, we got 0.6, 0.8, 2.31, 2.506. This is 0.7, and all of these are low. And even above this, there is no big sell block anywhere. And then when we look at the buy orders, 7.7 Bitcoin, or 3.5 million of these at 222, and that's not discounting 222.19. Okay, well, if there's 3.5 million these people want to buy just at this price, well, I got almost 3 million here, so 3.5 million will get us to like 230. And then the stuff we're definitely not discounting, or I'm not discounting anyway. We got another 2.8, 1.8. That's 4.6, 4.7. And that's even above that. And I mean, where are we going to get 4.7 here? And yeah, maybe sellers will transfer in. But when there's real buying going on, what you normally see happen on the short term is your trends are going up a bit. You're not having any major rises, at least not yet. But these are people that are buying big, and if they were just buy everything they want, they buy it up to like 250, 260. That's a mistake. So one of the things you need to do is buy it up a bit and put your buy orders in. And that's exactly what I think is happening here. These are these buy orders. They're trying to get the better prices, but their intention throughout the day, I think, or for the next several hours, is going to be to buy. And I've seen this occur like close to a dozen plus times, and close to 100% it goes up. So these are one of the things to look for. So that's why I'm very reluctant to sell anywhere in these numbers. I could easily have taken that 225 sell. It's like, screw that. I know 226, 228, 229 is going to be a piece of cake. I still don't want to go for that because I think 244 is going to be very, very likely. Right now, there's a let me just take a look at this on the 4 minute. I mean, it's gotten up to 227. But again, I'm pretty darn near confident that's going to happen. We'll see what goes on, but those are the key order book things that I noticed this morning that I thought, it'd be pretty cool to put a video, because a lot of times I'll put out the same mumbo jumbo stuff in the sense that when you watch my videos, well, it's new hourly time frame, new days, but a lot of times if you watch it over and over, you know exactly the type of things I'm going to say and what I'm going to show, because it's the 18 average and how it works with Fibonacci and stuff like that. Maybe I might get something, I didn't see that, or maybe you think something I totally forget. I think both of those cases would happen. But even just like short term here setup, I mean, just like you got this little uptrend, you got this thing, we got this little bit of resistance here, that support in here. I mean, this looks pretty good. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.